Today we have an iPhone XR with a broken rear camera lens, and the rear camera shows dots and does not come into focus. As you can see, the image is shaking. We will use a pentalobe screwdriver to remove the bottom screws, which are inserted into the bottom part of the screen. We then apply heat and insert an opening tool on the lower right section of the frame. We use a guitar pick to go around the perimeter of the phone to help loosen the adhesive and apply heat interchangeably. Separate the screen from the housing with caution. Make sure to hold the screen upright. We use the tri-point screwdriver to remove the screws and then remove the battery cable holding bracket. Now we disconnect the battery to prevent a short on the motherboard. Next, we remove the LCD cable holding bracket and disconnect both the LCD and touchscreen cables from the motherboard. Finally, we remove the back camera holding bracket to release the proximity sensor cable. Here, we need to use both the tri-point and Phillips screwdrivers. You must disconnect this cable with caution. If you damage the cable, you will damage the Face ID functionality on the device. Now we move on to disconnect the rear camera from the motherboard. Here we use the Phillips screwdriver to remove the bracket, but also take note to use the convex cross screwdriver for this screw on the bottom right corner. Now we remove the camera and use our heat gun and a pry tool to remove the rear camera lens. Place your heat at 200 degrees Celsius. We use alcohol to swab the camera hole and clear out any debris or adhesive. Then we apply T7000 around the perimeter of the camera hole and install the new lens. We swab the area again to remove any leftover adhesive and install the new camera. We connect the camera cable and install the bracket over the camera using the convex cross screwdriver for the lower right screw and the Phillips screwdriver for the remaining screws. Now we install the new screen adhesive around the frame. Here, we reconnect the proximity cable and install the holding bracket using the Phillips and tri-point screwdrivers. Then, we reconnect the LCD and touchscreen cables and install the holding bracket into place. Finally, the battery is connected and we reinstall the bracket using the tri-point screwdriver. Now we install the screen onto the housing and screw the bottom two screws using the pentalobe screwdriver. Here we test the new rear camera, and as you can see, it shows a clear and focused shot. The dots have disappeared and the image is stable. That's all for today. Thanks for tuning in.